Sure, here's a 1500-word YouTube video script for a detailed review of the fictional 2026 Mazda RX-7 sedan, including price, engine details, and a channel intro, all without headings. Welcome back to Auto Show, your go-to channel for the latest automotive news, reviews, and deep dives into the world of cars. If you're passionate about horsepower, design, innovation, and everything on four wheels, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from us. Today, we're talking about something truly exciting, a name that instantly sparks nostalgia and adrenaline in car enthusiasts across the globe. It's the return of a legend, but not in the form you might expect. We're diving into the brand new 2026 Mazda RX-7 sedan. Yes, you heard that right. The RX-7 nameplate is back, but this time, Mazda is shaking things up with a four-door sedan variant. And it's not just a badge play. There's a lot to unpack here, from performance to pricing to whether this reinterpretation lives up to the heritage of the iconic RX-7 sports coupe. Before we get into the specs and driving experience, let's talk about the bold move Mazda has made by turning a once purebred sports car into a more practical sedan. At first glance, this might sound like sacrilege to RX-7 purists. But Mazda's strategy here is a mix of emotional appeal and market realism. With performance sedans gaining popularity and consumers demanding more versatile vehicles, Mazda saw a gap in the market that they believe the RX-7 sedan can fill. Let's start with the design. The 2026 RX-7 sedan carries a striking presence. It's aggressive, low-slung, and aerodynamic, keeping true to the RX spirit. The front fascia is dominated by sharp LED headlights that flow seamlessly into a sculpted hood. The grille is wide and low, with the iconic Mazda logo sitting confidently in the center. The side profile is where the sedan silhouette becomes clear, but clever bodywork, muscular haunches, and a sloping roofline keep it looking sporty rather than bulky. The rear features a diffuser-style bumper, slim taillights, and dual exhausts, subtle nods to its performance lineage. Under the hood, things get even more interesting. One of the most asked questions is, does it have a rotary engine? The answer is yes, and no. The RX-7 sedan revives the rotary spirit with a new hybrid-assisted powertrain. At its core is a 1.6-liter twin-rotor Wankel rotary engine, producing 290 horsepower on its own. This engine is paired with an electric motor that adds an additional 80 horsepower, bringing the combined output to a respectable 370 horsepower. Torque sits around 330 pound-feet, available from low revs thanks to the electric assist. The drivetrain sends power to the rear wheels through a new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Mazda has invested heavily in tuning the transmission for responsiveness and smooth shifts, keeping the driving experience engaging and dynamic. There's also a launch control mode, Sport Plus setting, and paddle shifters that actually feel mechanical, a rare detail in modern cars. This hybrid rotary setup is Mazda's answer to modern emissions regulations while staying connected to the RX brand's legacy. The engine is smooth, rev-happy, and thanks to the electric motor, it fills in the traditional torque gap that rotary engines used to struggle with. Mazda claims a 0 to 60 time of 4.8 seconds, which is quite impressive for a sedan in this category. On the inside, the RX-7 sedan feels premium without going overboard. The interior is driver-focused, with a minimalist dashboard, digital cluster, and an 11-inch infotainment screen integrated neatly into the center console. The materials are top-notch, soft-touch leather, brushed aluminum accents, and suede inserts give it a refined feel. Mazda is clearly aiming at the likes of the BMW 3 Series and Audi A4 in terms of cabin experience. Front seats are bolstered and supportive, perfect for spirited driving, while rear passengers get decent legroom and surprisingly good headroom thanks to clever roof design. Trunk space is also solid, making this a genuinely practical daily driver, even if you have a family or plan to take longer trips. Tech-wise, the RX-7 sedan comes fully loaded. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 14-speaker Bose sound system, a head-up display, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and Mazda's newest version of iActiveSense safety suite. There's also an optional performance package that includes adaptive dampers, a limited slip differential, and bigger brakes with red calipers for those who plan to take it to the track or just want that extra edge in spirited driving. Now, let's talk price, because that's where things get really interesting. The base RX-7 sedan starts at $44,995 in the US, which puts it squarely in competition with the likes of the Kia Stinger GT, BMW 330i, and the Acura TLX Type S. The performance package bumps the price up to around $51,000, and a fully loaded Grand Touring trim tops out at $56,000. For what you're getting, the rotary electric hybrid powertrain, high-quality interior, and performance sedan capabilities, this feels like a very competitive price point. Mazda seems to be targeting the enthusiast who wants something unique, practical, and exciting without jumping to the $60,000 plus luxury segment. Fuel economy is also worth mentioning. Thanks to the hybrid setup, the RX-7 sedan returns an estimated 31 mpg combined, very respectable for a 370 horsepower car. City driving benefits the most from the electric boost, while highway cruising is smooth and efficient thanks to the rotary's naturally low resistance. Another interesting detail is how Mazda has handled the rotary's historical issues. The 2026 RX-7 features an advanced oil metering and sealing system that significantly improves longevity and reduces oil consumption, a traditional weak point of older RX models. The engine bay is also laid out for easy access and maintenance, a nice touch for DIY-minded owners. In terms of driving dynamics, early reviews and test drives have reported that the RX-7 sedan feels light on its feet despite being a four-door. The chassis is rigid, the suspension tuning is on point, and the steering is precise with great feedback. It's the kind of car that encourages you to push harder in the corners while still being comfortable enough to commute in every day. Mazda has confirmed that a manual transmission is not currently available, but they haven't ruled it out entirely. Enthusiasts will be watching closely to see if a stick-shift version arrives in the next year or two, possibly as a special edition. Overall, the 2026 Mazda RX-7 sedan is a bold, unexpected move from Mazda, but one that seems to be paying off. It doesn't try to be the RX-7 of the past. Instead, it takes inspiration from that iconic badge and brings it into a modern, practical, and surprisingly exciting package that fits the needs of today's driver. So, who is this car for? If you're someone who appreciates the history of the RX-7, loves the idea of a rotary engine, and needs a car that balances performance and practicality, this is your sweet spot. If you were hoping for a pure sports coupe like the RX-7 Reborn, you might be disappointed. But the RX-7 sedan opens up the brand to a wider audience, and honestly, it makes a strong case for itself in the crowded performance sedan market. We'll be keeping an eye on how it performs once it hits the streets. Later this year, deliveries are expected to begin in the fall of 2025, and pre-orders have already started on Mazda's website. Early demand seems strong, especially with limited launch editions that come with exclusive colors, interior trims, and a serialized dash badge. That's all for today's review. What do you think of the new 2026 Mazda RX-7 sedan? Is Mazda onto something here, or should the RX-7 name have been left alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching Auto Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you stay up to date with everything going on in the auto world. We've got more first looks, deep dives, and reviews coming your way every week. Until next time, drive safe and stay curious. Let me know if you want this adapted for a voiceover style or broken into teleprompter-friendly segments.